Kim. Somebody called today.
Alan just texted me. Is that him? Some of Kim's jokes. He had given me a list, and I gave him back some more.
Well, he has gone out and hung up on me. And he called. Did he come? Did he call you? Did you go
He
to see
called
him?
me. He
Yeah.
said, I heard you on the Mount Holly City Council. I said, I am. So I talked to Jason.
Are we live
And,
on Chris?
Oh yeah.
yeah, they could. Yeah. Anyway, but I think they went up there. I'm not sure.
Yeah. They may. I know who got into it, and then I just asked Becky a minute ago, and they said that they were looking into it.
Okay.
The theory actually is
Yes.
Adjustment of Hines bills. I don't know. Because, I mean, like I said, they're looking into it. Will they look into
Well,
it?
that's what I told him. I said, this is the first I've heard of it. He said,
could
well,
have told me
we're
that
trying to
before.
fix it.
Hadn't heard
I know
anything.
one meeting.
Take a minute, but we did.
I was talking to Phyllis. I was like,
Okay, 7 o'clock. Is everybody ready? Everybody good? Everybody good?
listen back. I was like, no, she wasn't saying that. I was talking to you one meeting. Somewhere.
And it got you saying that?
Okay. Ready? Good evening, and welcome to our City Council meeting this June the 8th of 2026. I'm going to call our meeting to order, and we're going to start out with our invocation led by Gavin Sorelli. He's a student at Erskine College, and it will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Boy Scout Troop 59. If you're able, please stand with me.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for giving us the access to come before your throne. We come in frail voices and just attempts at power to provide order into this town, Lord. But we know that your word does never fails, Lord. I pray that you would watch over this time that we meet, Lord. I pray you'd bless it. May needs be spoken up and may needs be met, Lord. But I also want to pray for the council members. May you destroy their pride, Lord. Bring it down. May they not grow lazy of the responsibilities that you have given them, but may they hold that task that you have given them, Lord, with a high honor, Lord. May you give them the energy and the strength and the wisdom from the God Almighty, Lord, just to make the decisions that are pleasing to you. But ultimately, it may not be in the job description, but I pray they would care for the widows and the orphans and the needy, Lord. May we not forget those who you've tasked us with caring for. But I pray for those who are rejecting you every day, Lord, and just in their minds, Lord. May they grow in curiosity of just who you are and the power that you hold and the peace that you give and the freedom that you provide, Lord. I just pray that they ask questions. May they be filled with your spirit, Lord, and just guide them to a peace that's beyond all understanding, Lord. I just pray for this time. May you watch over it. May you provide order to it, Lord, and just may you bless us as we go on throughout the day. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Color guard advance. Color guard post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute. Pledge. I pledge.
Mayor, City Council, Madam Clerk, City of Mount Holly, how's everybody doing tonight? So tonight I'm going to talk about aiming so high you'll never be bored. The greatest waste of natural resources in our community is the number of people who don't achieve their potential. You can't achieve what you don't strive for. We have a couple gentlemen here tonight, some of our boys, that want to be engineers, that want to be doctors, want to be social workers. We as a community and leaders, it's our job to help them to get to the dreams that they have. It's awesome that they have these great accomplishments that they want to accomplish, and we're really proud of them. Thank you all.
You may be seated. Thank you, Gavin, for praying. Thank you to Troop 59 for always being here to get our meeting started. Okay, at this time, we're going to set the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the agenda. Ms. Shoemaker, second by Mr. Brooks. All in favor? Motion passes. We have 9 items on our consent agenda. Need a motion to approve that. Ms. Harris, second by Mr. Meadows. All in favor? That motion passes. Okay, we're going to go to our presentations at this time. We're going to do a proclamation honoring Mr. Will Christ for his service to the Planning Commission. So if I could have council join me on the floor. Followed by Ms. Bonnie Abady. She will be next. Mr. Christ, it's good to have you here. We've known each other for a very long time. And this is for recognizing this proclamation recognizing and honoring Will Christ for his service as a member of the city's Planning Commission. But he's done so many different things throughout the city for so many years. He's just been a great community person, and we really appreciate that. So I'm going to read this for Mr. Christ. Whereas the City Council of Mount Holly appointed Will Christ to serve on the city's Joint Planning Commission and Board of Adjustment, and whereas Christ served the citizens and the larger Mount Holly community, dedicating over 18 years of service to his work on the commission, serving from November 2007 to May of 2026. And whereas Mr. Christ's long-term commitment to the Planning Commission of over 17 years constitutes one of the longest tenured commission members in city history. And whereas Mr. Christ, during his service on the commission, heard approximately 276 cases. And whereas Mr. Christ participated in the review, consideration, and approval of 6 long-range plans. And whereas through Mr. Christ's efforts, the City Council was afforded with ample counsel and advice on a range of planning-related matters. And whereas Mr. Christ's faithful service to the city's Planning Commission has earned him the respect and consideration of his fellow commission members, as well as appreciation that is held by City Council, city management, and departmental staff. And whereas even through challenging health trials, Mr. Christ still maintained his commitment and determination to serve the city, the Planning Commission, and while working with other commissioners. And whereas Mr. Christ's selfless commitment and dedication to the role as a Planning Commission member underlines his want to give back while working to improve his community and underscores the importance of the volunteership in our country and the value that one person can have to positively impact their community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the City of Mount Holly City Council hereby recognizes the outstanding contributions and accomplishments of Mr. Will Christ as a volunteer on the Planning Commission who served with both honor and distinction, and are very grateful for his willingness to share his time and resources for the betterment of the city. This 8th day of June, 2026.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to say it's amazing what a $7,000 kickback will get you. And I'm just flabbergasted and so honored. Thank you all very much. That's all. Thank you.
So you see this is just one page. There's about 12 pages of her life, but we had to condense that. So we appreciate all you've done for this city and your continued commitment to your community. And I'm going to read this proclamation honoring Miss Bonnie Beatty celebrating her 106th birthday tomorrow. Is that right? So, whereas Bonnie Wood Beatty, affectionately known as Grandma Bonnie, will celebrate her remarkable 106th birthday on June the 9th of 2026. And whereas Bonnie was born on June the 9th, 1920 in Swain County, North Carolina, inside an abandoned railroad car beside a creek that served as a temporary shelter for her family during an extraordinarily difficult time. And whereas she was raised in Bryson City, North Carolina, where she learned the values of perseverance, faith, humility, sacrifice, and hard work while helping her family endure the hardships of mountain life during the Great Depression. And whereas Bonnie recalls washing clothes by hand in an icy creek, gathering wood in the snow for the family cook stove, cooking meals over a wood stove and an open fireplace, and living without modern conveniences, experiences that shaped her resilience, spirit, and steadfast character. And whereas, seeking opportunity and a better future, Bonnie moved with her family to Belmont, North Carolina in the early 1940s to work in the thriving textile industry, where she later met the love of her life, Dorman Beatty. And whereas Bonnie and Dorman Beatty were united in marriage on August the 14th, 1948, and shared 44 loving years together until Dorman's passing in 1993. And whereas together they raised 5 children, Hazel, Louise, James, John, and George, through tireless work, devotion to family, and unwavering determination, supporting their household through farming, textile work, and Dorman's sawmill business, as well as his 25 years of dedicated service with the city of Mount Holly. And whereas Bonnie and Dorman's enduring legacy was honored through the naming of Beatty Woods townhomes and streets including Sweet Bonnie Lane and Dorman Street, forever preserving their contributions to the community. And whereas Bonnie is beloved by all who know her for her joyful spirit, her warm smile, generous heart, and the love she shares so freely with family, friends, neighbors, and the many who affectionately claim her as their honorary grandmother. Whereas she is famous among her family and friends for her homemade biscuits, cornbread, and banana pudding. You know, I like that. And appreciation for God's creation, finding joy in watching birds, feeding hummingbirds, and delighting in the beauty of the natural world. And whereas she remains spirited and vibrant in her 106th year, enjoying NASCAR, WWE wrestling, and cheering for Tiger Woods with enthusiasm that inspires all around her. And whereas Bonnie has devoted herself to encouraging kindness and generosity, especially through her heartfelt support of St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital and her constant reminder to help those children. And whereas Bonnie Woods Beatty's extraordinary life stands as a testament to resilience, faith, love of family, service to others, and the enduring strength of the American spirit. Now therefore, I, David Moore, Mayor of Mount Holly, North Carolina, do hereby proclaim and recognize this momentous milestone of a great Mount Holly citizen, proclaimed this 8th day of June of 2026. So congratulations and happy birthday, Miss Bonnie. Okay, if you guys want to cut out of here, that's fine.
Yeah, that's.
We'll give you a couple minutes. Thank you. That is for.
I know you didn't want to stay for the council meeting. I'm teasing you. I said, I know you didn't want to stay for the council meeting. Yeah, okay. Bye.
All right, moving on. So tonight, we'll be having our public hearing for the fiscal year 2027 budget. I need a motion to go into public hearing by Mr. Meadows, second by Mr. Reeves. We're now in our public hearing. Oh, I'm sorry, all those in favor? That motion passes. So we're now in our public hearing. So we do, Mr. Blanton?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. A couple of weeks ago, I presented to the City Council the staff and manager's recommended budget for fiscal year 2027. The budget is balanced at $47.7 million. It is a spending plan that reflects our continued commitment to fiscal responsibility, excellent public service, and strategic investment in the community's future. As I said, it is balanced in accordance with North Carolina general statutes. Tonight, we invite the public to make any comments that they may have about the proposed budget. Following the public hearing, I would ask for a motion from the council to approve the budget ordinance and the fee schedule for the upcoming fiscal year. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Yes, we have three that have signed up for our public hearing. I'm trying to read this first name. Can you help me with that? Is that Drury?
Drury, off of, where are they?
He's right here.
Kramer Mountain Woods. Yeah.
I apologize, I'm signed up to speak on behalf of 370.
Okay.
I may sign the wrong sheet.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. Okay, number two on our sign-up list is Mike. I'm sure what your last, Same issue? All right.
Cindy Woolbright?
Cindy Woolbright.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna just make this say number 2.
Right, for the second one.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Yeah. So I've got a motion to close the public hearing by Mr. Meadows, second by Ms. Shoemaker. All in favor? We're now back in our regular meeting.
I make a motion to approve the 26-27 budget.
Okay, I have a motion by Ms. Shoemaker to approve our budget. I have a second by Ms. Harris. All in favor? Motion passes. Thank you, staff, ladies back there in the back. Wonderful job, as always. Thank you.
Let's give them a round of
All right.
applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Blanton.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Tonight, we'll, let's see, we're at a public hearing to consider rezoning of tax parcel number 184436 from R12 Single Family to B3 General Business, case number R262. Mr. Livingston.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. A rezoning application was submitted to staff by Cynthia Woolbright requesting to rezone 303 Firstal Avenue from R12 Single Family to B3 General Business. Currently, the property is being used as a daycare, and if this request is approved, would operate as a medical office or a related use, which is a permitted use in the B3 district. This is a general rezoning, so anything can operate in this business that is permitted in the B3s and the South Gateway. And as I just mentioned, this property would be located in the South Gateway Overlay District, which has a list of permitted and prohibited uses along with architectural standards. This property is adjacent to other B3 General Business South Gateway zoning districts, so this would not be considered a spot zoning. The Planning Commission gave a favorable unanimous recommendation of 6-0 to City Council regarding this rezoning during their June 1st meeting. Thank you, and staff as well as the applicant are here to answer any questions.
Okay, I need a motion to go into our public hearing. Ms. Shoemaker, second by Mr. Brooks. All in favor? We're now in our public hearing, and we have 3 people to speak. The first person is that Brad? Yes, please come up to the podium and state your name and address for the record, please. And you have 3 minutes to speak. We've got a new little thingy over here, so, okay.
Brad Drury, 106 Kramer Mountain Woods. I'm just part of the group that's looking to buy the property. As you mentioned, we're looking at probably about $400,000 into really a cosmetic overhaul as much as anything. Civil is the first action we'll take. A lot of parking that we've got to situate to be able to meet the needs that we're looking for. We mentioned medical. I mean, that may look like PT, may look like some counseling. It may not be your standard dental, orthopedic, orthodontist type settings, but we'd love to get them. We just got to make sure the parking and civil can accept that. So again, we're kind of looking at a cosmetic overhaul from site to building. Interiors are, again, going to be cosmetic for the most part. Maybe a little bit more tenant-based based off the type of tenant we get, but we have a good many restrooms in there that are capable for each tenant. It'll be a multi-tenant type building. We do have a pre-engineered addition on there that's about 1,200 or 1,400 square feet, which again we think fits PT as well as anything. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. We don't have any tenants locked in by any means. We're just trying to get through the zoning and approval, and then once we kind of close on the property, we'll hopefully start gearing towards who makes the best fit. That's all I got.
All right.
These two aren't going to want to talk.
All right, thank you.
It's on Firstal, so it's currently operating as a daycare. You know what I'm talking about? Next door to your parents' house? Do what?
Okay, so you're finished?
Yes.
So we're going to have to move on.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, up next is Mike. I can't really tell what your last name is. Okay. Okay. All right. Ms. Woolbright, would you like to speak? Okay. Give the thumbs up. Okay. All All right. So that's all that's finished with the public comment. So following those who sign up to speak, I need a motion to come out of our public hearing. Mr. Meadows, second by Mr. Brooks. All in favor? We're back in our regular meeting. Okay, so I need a motion if council would like to approve the rezoning. Mr. Reeves, second by Mr. Brooks. All in favor? The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Livingston. All right. Under new business, discussion of public input. I'm sorry. Okay, we got public comment. We have public comment coming up now. Mr. Jeff Lee, if you'll come and state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Jeff Lee, 119 South Main Street is my business address. And tonight, I just wanted to take a moment to publicly recognize and thank Parks and Rec staff member Chloe Clary for her outstanding success of the inaugural Piedmont Arts and Cultural Experience Festival held on May 16th. This year's festival was not only well organized, it was exceptional. It met in many ways the high standards our community has come to expect from Mount Holly's signature events, like Mount Holly Nights concert series. The attention to detail, smooth logistics, and welcoming atmosphere reflect a level of professionalism that deserves to be acknowledged. More importantly, the festival truly represented the creative DNA of Mount Holly. It showcased the arts initiatives that have been steadily growing for the past decade and strengthening in our city. Events like this just don't entertain. They reinforce our identity as a community that values creativity, culture, and connection. As a business owner in downtown Mount Holly, I'm incredibly proud not only of the effort that went into this event, but the results. The festival brought people together, supported local artists, and highlighted the vibrancy that makes our city special. So tonight I wanted to extend my sincere thanks to Chloe Clary and the entire Parks and Rec Department for its job exceptionally well done. Your work continues to elevate Mount Holly and enrich the community.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Up next to speak at public comment is Mr. Rodney Epps.
Good evening. Rodney Epps, 107 South Hawthorne Street. And my comment's a little out of position. The sign-up sheets I'm not real familiar with, but I'll just state facts like they are. I saw in the last newsletter that the proposed budget, which I think you've already passed, had a 12% increase in water rates and 9.5% increase in the sewer rates. I would think that this time we're also, if you believe Facebook and other reports, probably looking at settling on a 10% raise from Duke Power on our electrical rates. And I'm not sure where those figures come from, but it just seems rather high to me, especially at this time. Times seem hard. I think times are going to get much harder. It's going to be a while before we get over what we're in now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Epps. All right, next on our agenda is new business discussion of public input process for downtown redevelopment. Mr. DuPont.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Staff wanted to bring this forward just as a follow-up from some information we've heard, feedback, and also some requests made. So we wanted to present this information for what if the city were to go back out to the public for the Veterans Park, the downtown redevelopment, to gain public input, and what that could look like. So how can the city get input? In the past, we've done this many times for, whether it's Parks and Recreation or, utility plans or any other plans. So we're very familiar with how to get the input. We can do online surveys, Surratt-style meetings, which we would could look at the different park amenities, the redevelopment for land uses, and then parking, because I know parking has been a theme that we've heard. So we want to make sure we would acknowledge that and recognize that through the process. How would that input be evaluated? So the stream, there's a stream there, so we'd want to make sure the environmental piece is always at the forefront. We look at our existing plans to see what elements are in there that we can pull from to guide the conversations with the public. And then we could also look at the cost evaluations and funding options as we kind of look through the process to come back to the council with any type of recommendations. And then just a general timeline that we could look at is getting feedback from the council this evening. Look at getting the input and the survey put together, the process through August, September, with evaluation of the public input by city staff this fall. And then we would be prepared to come back to council sometime after the new year with any type of feedback that we had, if this is something that our council would wish to do. So that's really all I wanted to do, is just kind of share what a process could look like, getting feedback and direction so staff can move forward if needed. Thank you.
Council, following the April vote on the streetlights proposal, I stated that I believe we needed additional time to evaluate alternatives, address concerns that had been raised, and gather meaningful public input before determining the future of these properties. Given the importance of this area to our downtown and community's long-term vision for Veterans Park, I believe it is appropriate to re-engage our residents before making any major decisions. I'm requesting that council direct staff to develop a public engagement and community visioning process similar to the one recently presented by Mr. DuPont, with a series of public meetings to be held later this summer. So I would ask for maybe a motion directing staff to prepare and bring back a proposed public engagement plan for council's consideration with dates on these public involvement meetings. And if any other information or any other comment, we would.
Well, I'll make the motion and see where it goes.
I'll second. Okay, I have a motion by Ms. Harris. I have a second by Mr. Reeves. All in favor?
Wait, discussion?
Discussion. I tried that earlier, but discussion?
So how many public meetings have we had talking about the expansion of Veterans Park?
Councilman Brooks, thank you for that question. Staff researched this, and we, dating back to as early as the February 19th, 2018 council retreat, we have had, that I could find, 28 public discussions or public forums or meetings, public meetings on this topic.
Any other questions? Mr. Brooks?
Do we currently have anyone on staff that has experience building parks?
Yes, sir. That is one thing that City Manager Blanton and I have done. We've got a great staff here that can tackle any project that our council directs us towards. We have our planning director for nearly 25 years, Greg Beal, who's been involved in many projects. Our Parks and Rec director, Eric Smallwood, who has experience from multiple jurisdictions. We have a very talented city engineer, John Ford, and then numerous staff, support staff to help us accomplish anything that we would need to do.
Any other comments? Mr. Craig?
I like the online survey possibility simply because from the question that Mr. Brooks asked, I mean, going back to the public, just continually going back and the same 20 people showing up to these meetings, I mean, what's that really doing besides kicking the can down the road? It's either we like start trying to get a plan together, like make a motion to get a plan for staff to move forward with something that we can go back to the citizens with, or like leave it alone for right now. I mean, going back to the public, doing these charrettes and just holding these open meetings, we've had a million of them. Hyperbole, exaggeration. But it feels that way. Like, seriously, we can't keep going back to the public for these topics. I mean, Veterans Park is one of those things that the majority of people know sufficient details about and what the plan is, and me and Lauren and Mr. Brooks just getting elected and us reelected, like we got elected and reelected on being for this park. So I think we just need to kind of go with a plan for staff to kind of come back with us and we discuss it a little bit more. But as far as that motion for a charrette or public meetings, I mean, beating a dead horse.
Well, I think that it would be good if we wanted to do something online so people that weren't able to attend these meetings could voice their opinions. But still, you know, could be a totally different look, a different location for this park. It doesn't matter how many meetings we've had, you know, we still need to involve the public, in my opinion. It's, you know, it's their park. They want to take, you know, they want to be involved with it. You know, when we did the streetlights meeting with them, you know, there was people here, but there was not a lot of public involvement with that. It was just, here it is, here it is, here it is. And there again, there was some stuff that was online that people brought in. The questions were, you know, ahead of time. But we want to give our public, our citizens, as much opportunity to have input on this as we can. And that's just the way I feel about it. It doesn't matter if we have, you know, continue to have meetings. I mean, we're not going to continue to do this for the next 6 months, but we need to give the public a chance for input, in my opinion. Ms. Harris?
I'll say that the plans have changed tremendously since we first started doing this. You know, I can remember at the retreat, we were asked, we had 4 different options. I've always wanted the park. And all of a sudden that changed, and it got to be retail, and it got to be housing. So the plans have changed a lot. And I think that the public should be able to voice their opinion and give us direction of what they would like to see.
In the end, it's going to be up to council to decide on what we want to do and how we want to do it, but we owe it to our public to give them the opportunity for input.
And I want to ask one more question to Mr. Blanton. Mr. Brooks just said we had staff members that had experience building parks. I mean, can you answer that? We really have staff experience?
I'll be glad to answer that, Madam Mayor Pro Tem. Mr. Brooks has asked, and we have answered regarding our staff's experience with managing and working with park projects. When previous position that I held for the town of Randlow, we were fortunate enough to receive hundreds of thousands of dollars in direct allocations from the General Assembly. Mr. Green and I utilized those funds to revamp 2 parks that we had for the town of Randlow. Prior to that, I was city manager in Hamlet, where we were also fortunate enough to receive grant funding in order to renovate, build, and manage park processes. City of Mount Holly has a long-standing history of building, maintaining, and keeping parks in a stellar fashion in order to enhance our quality of life. If you recently look at our successes with the Ransom Hunter Park here in Mount Holly. So to answer your question, Ms. Harris, both myself, the City of Mount Holly staff, Mr. Green, our city engineer, have lots of experience, diverse experiences managing parks, working through the construction projects, and being the project manager as it pertains to park renovations, park construction, and seeing those process through from start to finish throughout the management of those park processes.
Mr. Brooks?
So it'd be safe to say that we could do the majority of this in-house?
I'm sorry, Councilman Brooks, can you repeat that?
Safe to say we could do the majority of this in-house?
We can certainly work towards evaluating these options based on the direction of council to see what would be feasible that we could do in-house. Mr. Green has done an excellent job so far on a small scale, starting some of the clearing, some of the things that we are in a position to do in-house. We are awaiting further direction from the city council as it pertains to what next steps look like, how far you would like staff to continue in-house, and what that plan would look like based on council's direction. But there are certainly some things that we can do in-house, and we can evaluate all options and come back to council with a plan, a list of what we can do and what would need to be contracted out based on the expertise of staff and based on what the direction of the council would be. Does that answer your question, Councilman Brooks?
Ms. Shoemaker?
I would like to suggest that currently I'm hearing that there's more information that we need. So if we need to find out what staff is capable of completing, if grading, rough grading, things like that are things that we're capable of doing in-house, I think that we're sort of looking at like two sides to this. Like this is a very conservative approach that I don't disagree with. I think it's good to get community input, but also understand the urgency of not having a fallow field just out there with, junk in it, right? So I think that at one point in time, Councilman Meadows and I were discussing, we had discussed about an interim park, like a project in between where it's not the final product. But I do think it would be nice to know from staff, maybe staff could come back, maybe we could keep the motion open and just have something, like just postpone the motion until the next meeting where we could have a little bit more information about what this process would look like. I agree actually fundamentally with Councilman Brooks and Councilman Craig here that we have done a lot of public engagement on this property, but I don't think that it would hurt for us to do some more, but I think we need to do it in a controlled fashion. I mean, we've seen, I think anybody that's been on Mount Holly Town Talk on Facebook, you put something out there like, what would you like to see? And somebody says a Ferris wheel or just something wild. And so I think that like a little bit of a confine about like these are the types of things we're realistically giving people options rather than just a blank, what would you like to see? So I think like a little bit more organized approach to it, figuring out what we're capable of, what's actually realistic in a budget, things like that, and not just making it seem like we could put literally anything there because there's not city budget for anything to go in there even over a long period of time. So I would like to see this just, let's take a controlled approach to this like we do with other things, come up with a plan, and if, staff comes back with a plan of how we would approach, get community input. If we can do this completely in-house, I don't know if that's true, or if we need to have some help with the design. But it would be nice to get feedback from staff about just a little bit more detail-oriented. I mean, this is a good, very rough approach to it, but maybe a little bit more detail about what staff can do, what we'd have to farm out, things like that.
And I think Mr. DuPont has taken the lead on that, and we're going to look at different scenarios, different renderings, and we're going to look at, okay, this is a playground, this is the estimated cost, this is a splash pad, this is, a pickleball court, whatever it may be, but this is what it's going to cost you for a park and your amenities. And, for instance, in Gastonia, Walker Reed Park, the city built 85% of that in-house. But I'm sure there's going to be some design work that we're going to need. We can't do everything on our own. If we put a playground in, of course, whoever we buy that from will probably install it. We're not certified to do that kind of thing. So, but I do think that we're going to continue to move forward with this. We're not just going into neutral. We're going to move forward. And if you go by there, as Mr. Blanton mentioned, there's always already some activity down there, cleaning out and limbing up trees. So we're going to continue to move forward with this project. Mr. Craig.
Ms. Shoemaker, were you making a motion to table Ms. Harris's motion? I want to clarify,
Yes.
please.
Yes, I was.
Okay, then there's.
I didn't say it.
Okay, I'm not sure if everyone heard that.
Well, I kind of said it. I didn't say, I'd like to make a motion that we postpone this vote.
I was going to say,
until
do
the-
I need to rescind my motion?
You don't. We can leave it on the table.
It's either way. There would need to be an opportunity for a second, I believe, maybe on the motion.
We just need to clarify the motion, whatever it is, right?
Right, I just wanted to clarify what Ms. Shoemaker was.
What are we tabling?
So I would like to make a motion that we table your motion to vote tonight on the charrette-style approach that's been presented until we can get a little bit more information about what that would look like, and what items staff can do in-house, and like some information like that.
Ms. Harris, are you okay with that?
I am.
I am.
Okay.
So we need a second.
Second.
Somebody.
Second.
You're gonna second.
You going to second that? Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Shoemaker, a second by Ms. Harris. All in favor of tabling the motion? Okay, it's unanimous. So we'll just get back with you on that. And do you have something else to say?
Yes.
Okay.
So also with the direction with staff, if we could talk about or look into how we're going to pay for it, because of course in 2021, whenever I was elected, the bond referendum to raise taxes to pay for this park failed during the vote, and then so we we, as in the city of Mount Holly, figured out a way to try to build this park with a public-private partnership. That was shot down as well. And so what are other options to pay for this? Because at the end of the day, how are we going to pay for this? And if it's not by raising taxes, it's not by using someone else's money, how are we going to pay for it? So,
Well, I think that's going to be part of the discussions with staff. So,
good to know.
all right. Anything else on that? Thank you, Mr. DuPont. All right, next on our agenda is the city manager report, Mr. Blanton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. First and foremost, I want to reiterate the council and mayor's compliments to our finance team for putting together the fiscal year 27 budget. Ashley, Becky, and Katie have done a fantastic team, as well as our entire finance team, with putting together a robust budget that meets the goals and objectives that have been set by our council while making difficult choices to fund some capital ventures while tightening up some. I want to thank them, and I certainly want to thank our staff for their support in compiling the departmental request over the past few months. And most of all, I want to thank council for their support of this budget, for adopting our fiscal year 27 budget. And we are excited to move forward with making a lot of great things happening in the upcoming fiscal year. So we are very pleased that this process has concluded, and we look forward to implementing the budget over the next, entering the budget over the next few weeks, and then implementing the budget over the next fiscal year. So thank you all so much for that. I have several things that I want to share with the council and the public tonight. It is a very busy time here in Mount Holly with a lot going on since we last met. I want to start by acknowledging that our former city attorney, Kemp Michael, passed away since we last met. Kemp did so many wonderful things that it would be a disservice to try to even recap the amazing legacy, the amazing projects, and what a wonderful human being he was, with giving so much of his time, resources, and knowledge to the city of Mount Holly. Over the past few weeks, families received friends. They had the memorial service last week. So I would be remiss if I let this meeting go by without acknowledging Kemp's legacy and thanking Marie and her family for sharing him with us for as long as she did. So thank you, and I would encourage public to keep Kemp's family in your prayers and thoughts in the upcoming days. So Marie, thank you. Thank you so much. Also, tonight on our consent agenda, we revised 3 capital project ordinances, one being the decommissioning of the wastewater treatment plant. We were fortunate enough to lobby Raleigh in order to get an extension in order to deplete these funds, so we will have one more year to finalize that $15 million decommissioning project. We are working towards finalizing where the soccer fields are going to go, looking at a walking track around those fields, while also putting in parking, irrigation, and other amenities that are in compliance with our grant process. So we are excited to see this project continue underway, and certainly appreciate council for making those revisions to that capital project ordinance. Also, tonight, we revised the capital project ordinance for Kemp A. Michael Way. As you can see, the South Gateway Connector Road finished phase 1 recently. We are doing the final test, all the final touches, in order to be able to close out the first phase, and we will continue evaluating phase 2 in the upcoming weeks and months, and we will have more information for the city council at the work session as it pertains to that. And also tonight, we revised the 911 Communication Center upgrades. We had representatives from the state auditor's office last week that were very interested in getting a tour of our 911 center. They were very impressed with the fact that we had 0 deficiencies on our latest audit, and we're looking forward to seeing this capital project continue to advance, continue to move forward in order to ensure that we keep our community safe and continue to provide the highest quality of services to our community. Before we meet again on Wednesday, June 7th, we will have an unveiling of the AccuVision mural downtown, and following that, we will have a reception at our outdoor gallery where we will be showcasing the newest pieces of art that are out here on the pergola beside the municipal complex. That will begin at 4 downtown, and then we will make our way up to the pergola. So that will be on Wednesday, June 17th. We invite council and the public to attend as we continue to showcase the wonderful investments that we are making in public art here in Mount Holly. On Friday, that following Friday, June 19th, we will be having a Juneteenth celebration at Ransom Hunter Park beginning at 10 a.m. We certainly invite the public and the community to come out, join with city staff as we celebrate this occasion at Ransom Hunter Park. Looking forward to that and hope that you all can join us. If you were downtown Friday, goodness, what a large crowd that we had so early on in the season. So thank you to everyone that attended our concert series on Friday night. A special thanks to our Parks and Rec staff, our public safety staff, public works staff for planning the event, for ensuring that it was such a success and that everyone was safe and had a great time. We look forward to seeing everyone again downtown in a few weeks as we have our fireworks celebration and as we continue the momentum with our concert series throughout the summer. Also on Friday, a longtime dream was realized here in the city. The bridge at the River Street Greenway was installed after many, many, many years of planning, after lots of talk, coordination with our staff, with engineers, with City Council. We are very excited to have this project continuing to move forward. We are not done. Over the next few weeks, few months, we'll finalize this project and we will plan a large-scale ribbon-cutting celebration that will officially open the bridge. So certainly stay tuned as we continue to work towards finalizing the largest pedestrian bridge in Gaston County. Certainly something for Mount Holly to be proud about and a showpiece for this area. Lastly, Mr. Mayor, Council, over the weekend I brought to your attention Senate Bill 1047. The League of Municipalities put out some information about this on Friday. They released some publications about the harmful impacts that this bill could have for local government. Some of that would be automatic development approvals if the city or town does not respond to certain development requests within a statutory period of time. Those automatically being approved. It seeks to limit local zoning authority. It expands vested rights and imposes new unfunded mandates on cities and towns. These provisions are important to our land use decisions. That takes away some of our authority from our local officials, making it harder for us to be able to plan for infrastructure, preserve historic resources, and address local needs. I've worked over the weekend to review the bill to put together a resolution addressing our concerns that I would like to send to the General Assembly. So tonight, Mr. Mayor, I would ask for council to make a motion to direct staff to finalize this resolution and to share that with our local delegation, sharing our concerns as they continue to debate this bill. I would note that it is just that. It's just a bill. It will require continued committee discussion, debate in Raleigh, but this is very important to not only Mount Holly, but cities and towns across North Carolina. As I said, the League of Municipalities continues to monitor it and has encouraged cities and towns to take a stance against that. So I would ask for direction to move forward with finalizing that resolution to share with our local delegations, but I'm happy to answer any questions or concerns council may have.
Any questions for Mr. Blanton? Ms. Harris? Okay.
Second.
Okay. Ms. Harris makes a motion, second by Mr. Meadows. All in favor? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Blanton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And that is all that I have tonight, but happy to answer any questions or concerns of Mayor Council.
Any other questions for Mr. Blanton? Thank you for continually doing a great job that every day that you're here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
We appreciate it. Okay. Next on our agenda is closed session pursuant NCGS 143-318-11A, 3 and 5. I need a motion to go into closed session. Mr. Brooks, second by Ms. Shoemaker. All in favor? Passes unanimously. We are now in closed session.